This video was recorded before the PS5 Fallout 4 update. What's going on, guys? Evil Dragon here, back with another Fallout 4 challenge. It has been a while since the last one, and today we have my brand new challenge. Can I beat Fallout 4 using only VATS? Pretty much I can use any weapon I want, any chems I want, any whatever, but whenever I use a weapon, I have to use VATS. Except for grenades. Grenades and mines are always the exception whenever I do these challenges, so yeah. It's a very simple challenge. I got a little bit creative with my build. I messed it up the first time, and then I changed it the second time when you can change your special perks a little while, and we'll get into that when we actually get into the video. But yeah, before we start, maybe leave a like, maybe leave a nice comment down below. Hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into Can I Beat Fallout 4 using only VATS? So starting off, we have to name our character. We name our character Dragon, of course. And then I immediately look at the build I'm going to use. 10 points into agility for max action points and, good stuff in VATS. 10 points into perception, and then the rest into luck. And the reason why is we want to unlock the mysterious stranger who can one-shot people for you if you're in VATS. So that's the build that we were going with. With that, we head to the vault and make it just in time as the nuclear bomb goes off. We then go ahead and get frozen in time. The usual. And also the usual, we watch our spouse get shot and Sean get kidnapped before we come out unfrozen. Now, for some reason, it wouldn't let me use my fists in VATS, so I just had to avoid the rad roaches by shutting doors behind me to avoid them, locking them out, that sort of thing. I don't know why, because I assumed that it wouldn't work until the Pip-Boy, so I'd have to do that, get the Pip-Boy first. But no, I got the pistol, and even though without the very accurate targeting system, I could still use VATS. I assumed that would work with the Pip-Boy. But whatever. I got the pistol, cleaned up the rad roaches, and left the vault. Happy with my build, happy with everything that was done. With that, I picked up the basic starting loot, after heading towards the Red Rocket Station, and I got Dogmeat, of course, our companion I always use. But this time he's very, very good, and the reason why is every single companion has their own unique perk that when you level up their affinity level, you eventually unlock their perk. Dogmeat is different, however. He has the attack dog perk that if you have high enough charisma, you can just unlock it yourself. And what it does is when Dogmeat holds down someone, it gives you a greater chance of hitting them in VATS. It does other stuff too, like crippling them and bleeding them, but the level 1 is the best thing that it does, because again, a whole VATS build, he's just really good. As he holds people down, I just have insane accuracy for hitting them, usually resulting in a kill. So that's why he's even better for this playthrough. With that, I head on to Concord, testing out, the VATS a little bit. Of course, I don't have any perks yet, so it's not going to be perfect. I don't have any longer range weapons, just the pistol. But yeah, I took down a couple of the blood bugs that, are already staying around here, and then move in. I'm looking at the perks, and I realized I can't get Attack Dog or Lone Wanderer with the glitch because I didn't go into Charisma, I went into Luck instead. That messed me up here because I then ended up dying to the Raiders outside of Concord, and then I didn't save, so I was all the way back in the vault. But that was a good thing, because I was all the way back here, I could change my, special stats right away. Instead, I took them all off Luck and put the rest of them into Charisma so that I'd get unlocked both Attack Dog and the Lone Wanderer. If you don't know, the Lone Wanderer is bugged with Dogmeat, so you can have him as a companion and still get the carry weight buff and the 15% damage resistance buff that I believe you get from that perk. I then also grabbed the Your Special book and put the extra special stat into Luck, because again, we still want our Luck stat to be somewhat high enough to get the Mysterious Stranger perk, because he'll just appear randomly, insta-kill stuff, which is honestly very helpful. I then do as much as I can to get as much experience as I can, because I won't be able to put any perks in yet until I get my luck high enough, so my first few skill points are just going to be put right into the luck stat rather than an actual perk slot. I take out all the raiders, and sorry Preston, I'm just here for, the laser musket, and I'm going to go on my way. But my first level, I choose, like I said, just into the luck perk. Again, I can't get any perks yet until that's high enough to then be satisfied with myself. My next perk again from grinding up, right into luck, and then we're good. We make it to the Cambridge police station because this time around we're doing the Brotherhood of Steel. So, I'm going to go ahead and help Paladin Dance and his group out. And all of a sudden, here's something really weird. I'm full health. I'm helping him out, taking out these ghouls. And all of a sudden, again, I'm just doing my job. I'm pretty much full health. I just get one shot from the back. No explosion, no nothing. I can't explain it. Here's my health right here. Here's the screenshot. My health is pretty much 80% full, I would say, give or take. So again, I don't know why that happened. I made it back and then took down the ghouls this time, but again, that was super weird. I don't know how that happened. I've had more heart attacks in this playthrough than I've ever had before. My next level up perk, I put into Action Boy to give me more AP points, regenerating that sort of thing faster. And then we head out with Paladin Dance to the ArcJet systems, which I didn't know this I usually thought you needed Nick or high enough hacking skill to get in there. No, what you just go over here and you get a password yourself to actually hack into the terminal. I didn't know that for the longest time until this playthrough, like a year after I started these Fallout 4 challenges when I've beaten the game so many times. Whatever. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was helping as best I could. I'm very weak. I'm like level 3, 4, so I just let Dance do all the work for me and just kind of sat back providing the cover fire. Then as we move on to the next room, I get blown up. These gas canisters, man, I tell ya, they are the bane of my existence. As we continue moving on deeper, I cook all the synths and Dance alive because honestly, I can't fight these guys, so he'll survive, don't worry. I then, after we finish the mission, he gives me Righteous Authority, a really good weapon that both doubles my critical hit damage and just fills it up 15% faster than VATS. That's a really good thing. I then get Concentrated Fire, which pretty much means the more points I put onto a body part in VATS, the better accuracy with each point. Awesome. And now we're on to the first main quest of the whole game, saving Nick Valentine. This is how far you can skip in the game if you didn't know, and this quest just kind of sucked, I'm not going to lie. The reason why is, again, because I'm such a low level. Usually I'd be like maybe level 10 by now because I was doing other side quest stuff before, but I have a goal for this video, and that's to beat the game before the PS5 version of Fallout 4 comes out. So that was the goal. But the problem is, because I'm such a low level, I have to go ahead and maybe kill one guy, back off to both recharge my AP points for VATS, and to heal. And that just made it so much worse. Plus, because Dogmeat's a melee character, yes, he's, that VATS perk is very helpful, Attack Dog. I didn't have it yet, and so him running in and then dying just didn't help, because he does really small chip damage, but at least it's something. But yeah, this was just not a fun part. Like I said, making my way through the subway as usual before you get to the vault was just absolute hell. We then finally make it to the vault entrance. Now, if you don't know, it's kind of weird. I don't usually quick save a lot in my games. That's probably my problem here, because we opened the door, got into the vault itself, not the autosave part of the vault, mind you. So, as I'm taking on some of the enemies, I got really injured, I got lit up from this baseball bat, and then I died. And because it didn't autosave, I had to do that all again. So, I once again fought through the subway, made it to the entrance of the vault, and then got a finisher move done on me and died again. And again, I was dumb and I didn't quick save, so I finally got through into the main vault itself. It autosave. We were good. I made it to Skinny Malone's right-hand man, Dino, where with a nice critical hit, I eventually take him out. Honestly, this is such like, I know he's supposed to be like a really mini boss, but you can just quick attack him. It's dumb, whatever. I grabbed the speech bobblehead and then talked to Nick Valentine, saving his life. We got to go ahead and break him out of here, which we go ahead and do. Leveling up in the process, I finally get Lone Wanderer, and then also Attack Dog at the same time. Leveled up twice, not too bad. Very, very good start, where we then make it to Skinny Malone. And usually in the past, I've usually just done a speech check to get me out of fighting him. But this time, I don't have high enough charisma, so I do have to fight him. And he is extremely tough. I mean, he's got 2 triggermen, he's got his girlfriend, which is a melee person, and then himself, who's just really tanky. This was a really hard fight. I died many, many times. And, I've tried to do all sorts of things, so eventually what I did was this. Let Nick do the talking, and like those memes about, real-time events are the best, I set up mines, went into a crouch position to get sneak damage off, and then just aimed on his head. And because I triggered the fight, it blew up the 2 triggermen and the girlfriend, and then I finished him off with my VATS already targeted on him. Thank God, because that took me like 5 minutes. With Nick Valentine saved, we go ahead and head back to his detective agency where we decide that Kellogg is the man who kidnapped our son. Now usually I do a speech check to go ahead and get the key, but of course my charisma is so low, I just go ahead and bribe with 250 caps to get the key from the mayor's assistant. We go back, unlock Kellogg's house, head in there, and of course I know where the secret button is, so we go ahead, open that up, and decide, hey, how do we get Kellogg? We use Dogmeat, so I send Nick away, and then with Dogmeat, head out to go get Kellogg. Now, of course, there's a bunch of different encounters on the way, like all these mole rats, and I want to show, of course, me using VATS, so here's some footage of that. But while fighting these mole rats, my health being relatively high, I had another random heart attack. I don't know why. I don't know how. Here's the screenshot. Again, maybe 45%-ish health, and I just died randomly. Sure. I then go ahead and make sure to get Vault 81 down on my, fast travel map, just for later. I put a perk into Rifleman and then a perk into another thing, just because this will be important later. And then I head on to the Yagwai fight. There's always a Yagwai when you head for Kellogg. It can be a random one. I got a stunted one. I don't really know the difference. I just know it's really freaking bulky, taking very low ballistic damage, very low energy damage. So eventually I just resorted to going up on top of a tree stump and it couldn't hit me. Dog meat was kind of my sacrificial lamb. When I did eventually beat it, some super mutants showed up, and because all my perks are into, VAT stuff like agility and perception, I'm just very fragile. So yeah, I take this thing down, and with these super mutants, they also have Molotovs and all sorts of things. So I just like get absolutely ripped apart by Molotovs. Like, explosives are not my strong suit. After all that was dealt with, I then had another random heart attack while fighting ghouls. Again, my health was super high. You can kind of see here, I was about, I don't know, let's say 35% health there, and I just randomly died. Like, nothing hit me. Sure, why not? Then, along going my way, I found a legendary red stag, cool, and it executed me. I didn't even know these things could hit you, or kill you even. I thought they were passive like deer, whatever. Dog meat eventually leads us to the fort where Kellogg is. Cool, but now what I go ahead and do is I head all the way back to Vault 81, sell a bunch of stuff, and I buy the Overseer's Guardian. What this does is it's an automatic weapon with a night scope, that doesn't really matter, but it shoots an additional projectile. I was originally going to turn it from an automatic weapon to a semi-automatic, but honestly I kept it as an automatic just because it still did a ton of damage. But yeah, pretty much if it shoots 3-4 bullets in VATS, it shoots an additional bullet per thing, so that's like 8 bullets if it shoots 4 bullets. If I did change it to a semi-automatic, it would shoot 1 bullet, or with the additional thing, it would shoot 2 bullets, which is honestly very good for a run like this. That thing carried me for the rest of the run here going on.
We can see it! We're live! We're live! We're live! Holy shit!
If you're wondering what that is, that's a little Easter egg. Pretty much, my friends like to pop into my share screens, watch my challenge that I play through, making sure I'm following my rules. Honestly, good on them. But the thing was, my share screen was not working for like the longest time, not just with Fallout 4, but just other games. So, all of a sudden it started to work because I did something different, I guess. And yeah, that's a little Easter egg, their reactions to me all of a sudden being able to show my screen. Anyways, of course, now going on to Kellogg, we have to fight through a ton of different synths. And, these things just resist everything. Again, I'm not the highest level, probably because I didn't do any side quests. Again, I was just trying to speedrun this game, of course. So yeah, they took a long time, but, I just kept, getting maybe 1 or 2 kills, backing off, stim packing. Eventually, I just resorted to using Buff Out and Psycho so that I could actually stay in the fight a little bit longer. Dog Meat was just a champ as well, executing people. It was a good time. As we make it through the lower fort here, we eventually reach the armory, which had a fat man. Now, I knew with how weak I wasn't going to be able to kill Kellogg very easily. So what I do is this. Do some chip damage, save my critical hit, grab a fat man, and I absolutely blow him to pieces. Honestly, that was probably the easiest way I could have beaten him. Of course, he's a boss, so whatever. I then get his gun, which is really good. Pretty much every time I use a critical hit, it just refills all my AP points. So yeah, another weapon for the rest of the playthrough. I, of course, have the Brotherhood of Steel coming to the Prydwen, and then we go head to Good Neighbor with the brain piece. We then learn through the memory den that the Institute uses teleportation. That's how they stayed so secretive. Then, of course, I leveled up after this quest, and I put my final perk into Mysterious Stranger, another really good VATS perk. I then head all the way back to the Cambridge police station and get knighted by Paladin Dance, and then, going up with him, we head all the way over to Elder Maxon's speech on the Prydwen. I do all this nonsense, just trying to get the Brotherhood of Steel questline progress while doing the main stuff, and I also get some really good armor pieces, which pretty much lowers my VATS usage and also restores my AP points. Really good armor that I'm going to have for the rest of the playthrough. Then, we finally get to see the Mysterious Stranger in action as I head out to the Glowing Sea. This guy, pretty much what he does while in VATS, he has a chance to just appear right behind everybody for some reason. He's like a side character, like a sidekick. It's really funny, and he'll just insta-kill anybody. I don't know, that's cool. Of course, as I'm heading through the Glowing Sea, Dog Meat gets jumped, not me, by like an entire Walking Dead horde of ghouls. Yeah, I've never seen this happen to me before. In all my other challenges I walk through, and yeah, I've seen ghouls, and I can usually avoid them. But we're talking like these were like 10 plus ghouls. It was really crazy. As we eventually reach Virgil's cave, we go ahead and take out his radiated puppy outside. Sorry, old friend. And then we go ahead and meet Virgil, telling him that, hey, we need some information on how to get into the Institute, and can you help us? We have a mutual agreement, so he sends me off to go ahead and fight a Courser. Usually this part of the game is actually very challenging on, most playthroughs that I have, but with the guns that I have, again, the super good Overseer's Guardian, I can restore my points with that revolver. It's just an absolute cakewalk. And of course, the Mysterious Stranger just comes in every now and then, like the trusty sidekick he is, to just one-shot everybody. And then there's Dog Meat, helps me out. Then I make it to the Courser, and, alright, I think, I'll just do a ton of damage. Oh, okay, I'm not doing anything. Any damage at all. And then I can't lock on to VATS when he's in stealth mode. And then he shoots my Molotov in front of me as I throw it and I blow up. Okay, he's going to be pretty challenging. On my second attempt, what I do is I just wait out the Thane while throwing grenades a little bit safer, and eventually I take him out. Yeah, he was actually kind of tough because, again, he just took no damage as well. Then I figure, why not take out the railroad right now, because we have to do that eventually. So I go ahead, enter the cutscene, and then once the cutscene ends, I start taking down the railroad. Glory first, because she's, you know, the big tank, and then I start moving on to the little fries like Deacon, the drummer boy, Desdemona herself. And once again, it's an absolute cakewalk. I mean, honestly, the weapons I have and the chems that I use made it really easy. I then go ahead and decode the Courser chip, and then go back to Virgil. He gives me the plans for the whole, you know, machine thing. And then we go talk to Elder Maxon to build the machine, and he doesn't let me. You gotta progress more with the Brotherhood of Steel line. I didn't realize that. That was my bad. And now I have to take down the Super Mutant Behemoth. Okay. Yeah, that thing was really tough. It took a solid, like, I don't know, 5 minutes or so to take it down, but eventually I do with a critical hit from the Overseer's Guardian. Again, this thing is carrying me through the game so far. Then we go ahead into Fort Strong, clear out the rest of the Super Mutants, and now I'm progressed far enough that I can actually go ahead and build the Signal Interceptor. Now, throughout the playthrough, I had actually gathered all the parts I remember I needed, like the biometric scanner, the enhanced targeting card, all that. So we build the Signal Interceptor, and I'm immediately teleported into the Institute. Once I got into the Institute, we learned that Father, the leader of the Institute, is actually Sean, our son. Turns out, rather than 10 years going by, it had been 60 years. Absolutely insane. We lost all that time with him, but we don't really care. He wants me to go get used to some of the Institute people. I do, and in the process, we recruit Martin Lee for the Brotherhood of Steel. She helped out with an original project that we weren't shown yet. So we recruit her, and when I get back, I'm shown the project, Liberty Prime, a giant robot that will be, you know, once fully built, used to take on the Institute. We then have to convince her to actually work on Liberty Prime because she doesn't want to, but when we do that, we're then sent out on a bunch of stuff. Gather this material, build a bunch of things to actually make Prime move his limbs. Oh, go into this massive fort in the middle of the glowing sea where there's a ton of ghouls for some reason. Again, the glowing sea is apparently just not even the glowing sea. It's just the Walking Dead over here. But yeah, clear this place out and then fight Adam's Wrath, some dude part of the Children of Adam. And then all of a sudden this robot executed me while I was in here. Man, I'm so weak. I'm so fragile. But anyways, you know, speed round. Get to the bombs. Plant this thing so that the Brotherhood of Steel knows where all the bombs are. These are mini nukes for Liberty Prime. Cool. And then I have to talk to Elder Maxon, and it turns out Dance is actually a synth. Well, time to go hunt him down. We go to where he's found, and then I die. And then I told you these gas canisters would come back to haunt me. They get shot and they blow up. Then as I take down one of the robots this time, it gets shot and blown up again. And eventually I take him down as it blows up a third time, I escape it. I find Dance, and I don't even talk to him. I just execute him on the spot. That's treason to the Brotherhood of the Steel. Then we're tasked with taking out the railroad, which I never understood. I've already done it. Why can't there be a dialogue option? I understand that, yeah, there's some forces left, but the leader's gone. Whatever. We have to go take down the railroad anyways. And then our task to go with Proctor Ingram to get a power source so that, you know, Liberty Prime can actually move around, because he's just using extra power. But you have to fly around this massive building, because I can't use VATS. You have to fly it around a couple times before they say, okay, we'll just drop you off in the middle of the firefight, and that's easy. Once I get in, I kill everything and then get down to the elevator where, ooh, this is a fun part. I don't know why, because once you clear out the railroad, you get the railway rifle. And this gun just does so much damage to the synths. I mean, I was two-shotting them with VATS, no critical hits, just the regular synths, of course. But it just made this mission so much fun because, you know, all my other bullets, like the laser rifle was taking multiple shots, the Kellogg's pistol was taking multiple shots. Even the Overseer's Guardian, I would need at least 2-3 uses of VATS. But for some reason, this rifle, while it's 2 shots, it also uses such little AP points. It was amazing and just so easy to get through here. With that, we go ahead and grab the beryllium agitator, what we'll use to fuel Liberty Prime, and then get ready for absolute hell. A sentry bot, you know, spawns first. We then take that thing out as it blows up into a mini nuke, almost killing us. I then have to fight off Assaultrons, but luckily don't get executed this time. I then make it back to the Brotherhood and put the energy source into Liberty Prime. He's, you know, the Institute to him are Chinese communists apparently, so he starts going on about stuff. But we're then supposed to follow him and defend him, which I don't understand. I mean, he literally has a mini nuke backpack, so I'd never understood that. But as we're going, Super Mutant Behemoth appears. Okay, what's he gonna do? This thing's really powerful. How's it? You just picked it up, and oh, it's dead. Well, with that, he then goes ahead and team kills one of the vertibirds for the Brotherhood of Steel. Liberty Prime, honestly, friendly fire on for him. As we get finally to the Institute, me and the mysterious stranger soon enough start taking everything out. Liberty Prime opens the way in by just blowing open the Institute, just a straight hole in the ground from his laser rifle and, of course, his mini nuke backpack. And then we get in there. Start making my way through. I start using all the guns I've collected. The Overseer's Guardian, Kellogg's pistol, the Railway Rifle, Righteous Authority, all sorts of stuff. And even, again, another cameo appearance from Mysterious Stranger, of course. Man, when he appears just to one-shot anything from a Deathclaw to a Synth, it doesn't matter. It's amazing. It's really, really helpful. As we finally make it in, we have to go talk to Sean to, get rid of the defense protocols. And when we do, I just execute him on the spot. He ain't my son. My son was a child. And that's not my son anymore. Then load up on a ton of chems, because honestly this part would just be insanely tough, because I was getting like 1 or 2 shot, so I kept having to back up and heal. Of course, the VATS run, why not? I just loaded up on buff out and psycho and everything, and I went to town destroying everything in like 1 to 2 hits. We plant the bomb in the Institute reactor core, look away from the synth form of Sean, the human child, whatever, get rid of him, escape as we teleport away, and with literally my game updating in this process to the Fallout 4 PS5 version, I blow up the nuclear reactor, and therefore the Institute. And with that, we answer the question, can you beat Fallout 4 using only VATS? Yes, you can. This run was very difficult at the start. Very difficult, I would say, in the middle ground as well. Towards the end, when we got all our build out, a bunch of weapon increased damage and stuff, all sorts of things. We got the better armor to recharge our AP points, all sorts of things. It got really, really easy, especially at the end when I don't usually try to use chems besides that chem run I did. But, that last part, I knew I would have to use them, so when I loaded up and everything was one shot, I was like, okay, maybe I didn't have to use them. It just became really, really easy. But that's not actually the end of the challenge, because I head back to the Prudwin and get the Sentinel rank, the highest rank that a soldier of the Brotherhood of Steel can achieve. Cool. I then go ahead and grab my new power armor suit with a thruster backpack and go to take down Swan. We didn't do this that entire playthrough because I kind of forgot to, because I was in such a rush to get it out before the PS5 game came out, or version. But I go ahead and fight Swan in the PS5 version, jumping up to take the high ground over him before I just absolutely destroy him with the Overseer Guardian. It was not a really hard fight. I'm in power armor, so that probably made it a lot easier. But yeah, then I go ahead and I was just memeing around Diamond City on my own time after. Yeah, I'm not using VATS, but that's because the challenge is technically over. And then this happened. This game, even in the PS5 version, is so weird. But yeah, that was Fallout 4, beating Fallout 4 using only VATS. I don't know what I'm going to do for my next challenge. I think I'm going to do something with stealth related because it's the railroad. So stay tuned for that. But without further ado, I hope you guys did enjoy nonetheless. Maybe leave a like, maybe leave a nice comment down below, maybe hit that subscribe button, that little bell, and I'll see you guys next time for another Fallout 4 challenge. Bye, guys.